Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to be doing this makeup inspired by Yennefer from the Netflix show The Witcher, which I absolutely loved, and I also really like Yennefer's makeup, so I thought I would recreate it. And if you are new here, I'm Joanna and I have new videos every Monday, Thursday and Saturday, and I will have a few Halloween-ish looks this month, so definitely subscribe if you want to see that. But without any further ado, let me show you how I did this entire look. Okay, so for this look I still haven't done anything, and before I start, I'm really sorry that I missed Thursday's video. This one was actually supposed to be Thursday's video, but last weekend I was not home and I've been actually really tired because of that. A lot of things to do in personal life, so I actually didn't have the time, but I really wanted to film this look as my first kind of Halloween makeup series of this year because it's something very simple to do. For my brows, I'm going to be using the Cien Brow Perfect pencil and also a little bit of the Essence Make Me Brow gel, because from the Netflix series The Witcher, one of the things I really loved the most was Yennefer's makeup, and this was my first time experiencing The Witcher. I have seen, but with not very much attention, my fiance playing that game, but I was actually very curious for it and I absolutely loved the series. I am dying for season 2 to come out, and from what I've seen I was actually very curious to read the books, so I've already bought the first one, but I'm still not going to read it right away. And as I was saying, Yennefer's makeup is actually very simple, but that green eyeshadow, I definitely love it. So I thought I would recreate or do kind of an inspired look. So those are very natural brows, and I'm just going to prime my lids with the Kiko Neutral Eye Base, and I'm going to be doing the eyes first. And for this look, I'm actually going to be using two different palettes. I'm going to give a little bit of dimension to the eye using the Soph X Revolution palette. That looks like this. And for the iconic green, I'm going to be using the XX Revolution Extortion palette. Then I think I'm going to take this green color. So as I mentioned, I want to give a little bit of dimension to the eyes because she doesn't actually seem to have a lot of eyeshadow on them. And I think I'm going to stick mostly to cool tones. So I'm going to take a little bit of the shade Pug and run it on my crease. So let me know in the comments down below if you've watched the Netflix The Witcher, if you've played The Witcher games, and or if you've read The Witcher books. Okay, so this is nothing too much, but I think you can tell the difference that this shadow makes. And she also has sort of a winged eyeshadow look. Okay, so now I'm taking this palette, and as I mentioned, I'm going to use this deep green and I'm going to pack it all over the lid and blend it a little bit around the edges. I think this green might be kind of perfect for this look because this is a very kind of deep emerald shade. And I think if you wanted to do something like this for Halloween, even though I think this year's Halloween is going to be a lot different from other years. This would be a very quick and easy thing to do. And not to mention, if you have purple contact lenses, that would be even better. So I'm just taking a small blending brush to go a little bit around the edges. And from the soft palette, I'm going to take a tiny bit of the black shade to give a little bit more depth, because I think she does have the tiniest bit of black around the outer corner. So I'm taking a very, very light hand with this and not too much black eyeshadow. I could use the brown, but I think the black gives it a more accurate effect. And I think this depth around this edge definitely resembles the look. So I'm just going to do the same thing on the other eye. Okay, and I do think this just needs a little bit of blending. So I'm taking again a little bit of that taupe pug shade that I used first to go around the edge. So now, to give a little bit of that winged look and also to get rid of this fallout, I'm just taking a makeup wipe to clean up. I might just blend it a little bit more when I do the lower lash line, which will not take very long. So for my skin, she doesn't have a lot of makeup. In fact, it's a very non-makeup look. So I'm going to take a little bit of the Primark Vitamin Primer. And I'm going to try and use the smallest amount of foundation. So I'm using the Primark My Perfect Color because it does have a very natural finish. And I'm going to buff it in with a brush. So this will be mostly to even my skin tone a little bit, especially the redness on my cheeks. So I think you can see it better with a light like this. This is a very sheer coverage, and I think for this look it is the best. It did just even out my skin tone a little bit. And for concealer, I'm also going to be using a very small amount. I'm using the NYX Born to Glow. I think this will be enough. And I'm just tapping it in with my finger. So my under eye area, I'm just going to set with a little bit of powder, and I'm using the Kiko Invisible Touch. So just on my under eyes. And she does have kind of a glowy skin, I would say. So I'm going to take a little bit of the Revolution Pro Skin Finish that has a little bit of a shine to it. And I'm going to take it all over my face, but with a very light hand. As for bronzer and blush, she doesn't seem to have any of it, or very tiny little bit. So I'm going to use a bronzer that is very subtle, that is the Revolution Reloaded in Take a Vacation. And for blush, I'm just taking a small bit of the Cien highlight powder in the shade Secret Lovers that has kind of a peachy tone. So nothing too much, just a tiny little bit to sculpt a little bit. And same thing for the blush, just the tiniest bit. For highlighter, I also want to use something more subtle, and I think with this look would go very well the W7 Locomotion that is a little bit more subtle and has kind of a gold tone. But we couldn't do this look without highlighter. Highlighter is always good. I'm also going to take this highlighter and take a little bit on the brow bone and on my inner corner. And she doesn't have much on the lower lash line, so I'm just going to take a little bit of the shade Pug again. And also kind of diffusing this line a little bit. This is nothing much, but let me give you a close-up. So as I was saying, this is nothing much, but I think you can notice the difference between this lower lash line and this one. Also, I think I did erase a little bit too much on this bit, so I'm just going to try and fix that. Then she does seem to have wispy lashes on top, so I'm not going to be using false lashes, but for a sort of wispy lash effect, I'm using the NYX On The Rise mascara, and she doesn't seem to have much on the bottom lashes, so I'm going to be using the tiniest bit, if nothing at all. On my waterline, I'm also taking a nude pencil liner. I'm taking the Kiko Lasting Precision eyeliner in Kohl in the shade 01. My bottom lashes, I basically applied a tiny bit of mascara and I immediately combed them with a clean spoolie. They look a little bit more evident than without anything, but they don't look as intense as if I had applied mascara normally. Finally, for the lips, she seems to have nothing on them, but my lips are a little bit more rosy than hers. So I'm just going to try and dab the tiniest bit of a matte nude liquid lipstick on them. I'm using the Kiko Instant Color Matte in the shade 01. So I'm just using my finger. I feel like this is the tiniest wash of color, and I'm just setting this with the Primark Fix and Perfect. Just taking a tiny bit more of lipstick. Yeah, I think that looks better. Looks a little bit more pale. Okay, so this is the finished look inspired by Yennefer from the Netflix series The Witcher. I think it's a very simple and easy, quick look to do if you want to wear this every day, and also if you want to wear this for Halloween. As I mentioned, especially if you have some purple contacts to mimic her eyes, that would be perfect. And I also really enjoy this. Personally, I really love seeing green eyeshadow on me, and I absolutely love this one. So if you liked it, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up, and again, let me know in the comments down below if you've watched this series, and also let me know what sort of inspired looks like this one you'd like me to do. And if you'd like to see more videos like this one every Monday, Thursday and Saturday, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because it helps me so much. And that is everything for this video. Thank you so much for watching.